Hello, my name is David Dahlberg, and this is the multimedia assignment for Dr. Wickham's Young Adult Literature class. For my novel, I chose Hatchet by Gary Paulsen, which is about this 13-year-old boy named Brian who goes to visit his father, who lives in Canada, as his parents got divorced. So he lives with his mother during the school year and just goes to his father's place during the summer, and on his way there they get in a plane crash with him and his pilot, and it's about a struggle through trying to survive. The main characters are Brian, who's 13, his mother, his father, and then Jim, or Jake, I guess is how he refers to him with the pilot. Those are the big players. First of all, I'm going to give some info about Gary Paulsen, who wrote this novel and many of his other novels through his personal experiences. He left home at 14 and then pretty much traveled around. So most of the stuff that you read about him was actually done by him. The first article that I chose was on NPR.org. It's about the fear of disappearing. I thought this was interesting because it related to the Malaysian aircraft that went down of 777, about how these days it's very hard to disconnect and people don't just disappear with the internet and all that stuff, and it was just interesting to see how you connect those two things about this book, which was written so long ago. The next article was the Kirkus Review, just a review website that I found. That Kirkus, I guess it's his account name or whatever, he did wrote a review, and the one thing I noticed about his review is that he just dismissed the reason that Brian's parents got divorced, which, as was constantly brought up in the novel of Brian reminiscing about, he saw his mother cheating and then they eventually got divorced from it. But Kirkus dismissed this as just a random thing that didn't matter in the end, which you could say that didn't really matter because most of the book took place in Canada in the woods, so divorce was kind of irrelevant at that point. But Kirkus also mentioned that it was a very easy read, which it is. Everyone reads. A lot of people have read it way early, so it just makes it for an easy young adult book to read. And then there's Hatchet and film. They made a movie called A Cry in the Wild, which I had no idea even existed, but they made it in 1990. Which is 3 years after the book was published. But just like every other novel to film replicas, it's not a real replica. There's differences and similarities like all of them. So, but I didn't know that movie existed. So that goes to show how much, I don't want to say media involvement was done with it, because it was made a long time ago. But I had no idea, even though the book was so popular and still is today. My last article that I found was a study guide that was posted by the Glencoe McGraw-Hill people, and much of the questions were mainly about the book and stuff, but I found that what was most interesting about that stuff was how it's still relevant. You can still teach this book to kids, and it's still a thing, even though it's 35 years ago, over 35 years ago, where it was, not 35 years ago, I suck at math, a long time ago, made, and it still is used today for teaching lessons, and it's a good book to read for the kids. That concludes my video presentation. Thank you.